with feeling invisible, like my voice isn't loud enough, or I kind of blend into the walls. And I felt like when I came across You Speak, I thought it would be a great opportunity to get out of my shell and also find a way to connect with other kids that feel invisible like me and make sure they know they're seen.
Was really making sure that no one ever felt alone and knew that there were other people that were going through the same things that they were, and that people were there for you if you reach out.
After years of sort of denying my own mental health issues and struggles that I was going through, I started to sort of dive deeper into it. And I started to realize that, sharing my story could be very helpful to others. And I was also in a period of time where I was looking for, I was in a transitionary period of my life where I wanted to get into a career that was more connected to my heart, and that was in public speaking. I wanted to be able to use my voice to spread a positive message, to be able to change people's lives positively or impact people's lives. So ultimately, I was doing a job search, looking for some way I could get my voice out there, and I came across Youth Speak. And what was perfect was not only was it public speaking, but it also had the aspect of mental health connected with it, and just a perfect match.
So what inspired me to become a youth speaker? I've always been a huge fan of giving back to the community and encouraging others to reach out for help and all that. And when I first heard a youth speak, I took that as an opportunity to really help others, encourage them to reach out.
I was looking towards doing something that I felt was meaningful, and I felt that I could reach a lot of youth with the message of like youth mental health. And that's when I came across Youth Speak. And I think what inspired me to do this type of job and to become a youth speaker was just remembering when I was younger, going to camp. And when I was at camp, I didn't understand at this time, they had youth speakers, or they'd put on these assemblies that had a lot to do with like mental health before anybody was really talking about mental health. And I just found those very inspiring.
When I was younger and I was struggling through some obstacles that I was facing and trying to figure out how to deal with them, I never really had anybody coming to my school or the community to tell me that my feelings were valid and what I was feeling was okay, and providing me with the resources that I needed to kind of get through it. So when I got older and I kind of had already dealt with my stuff, and I realized that this is something that I want to spread into the world. I want to spread to our youth and let them know that there is a lot of help out there.
Growing up, people experience so many things, and I find that sometimes their voices get discredited just because they're youth. However, that's why I became a youth speaker, in hopes that maybe by sharing my story, I can also inspire others to share their stories and spread more awareness on youth mental health.
If someone offended me in high school or bullied me, like, I had no hesitation to speak about how I feel, but I found that I used to do this in such an aggressive and negative way. And I think that's because of when I was bullied in elementary school, I was always so quiet and passive about the experiences I went through, and I just let people bully me. So that kind of developed into this aggressive person that I used to be, who would always speak about how I feel. And that's actually why I wanted to become a youth speaker, so I can start not just speaking about my story and my feelings and how I healed and how it affected me, but also to take that story and hopefully inspire change in people who might be going through the same thing I'm going through, or that I went through in the past. So yeah, that's exactly why I want to be a speaker, just so I can both tell my story and hope that I can make a change, so hopefully no one has to go through the same things I went through.
I wanted to be a youth speaker because I know that my story and my struggles and my triumph can inspire someone else, because I think inspiration is really important. And I think sharing your story is a really good way to inspire people.
Speaker, I came out of a 10-year addiction, and through that, I met different people, learned what it was like to speak in front of people. I was actually doing it for a volunteer, just the power of my voice, of course. And yeah, so through sharing my story to other people as volunteer and just kind of, expressing myself, and
to find people like myself at that age who needed a voice, who needed someone to tell them that it's okay what they're going through and that they can get through it and there's nothing wrong with it. And I want to be that voice to talk, in front of all these youth that we come across in every assembly. And I want to be able to share my story and hope that many of them can relate to it and understand and move forward in their life knowing that they're not alone. I think that's the most important part.